Hey,
Good dog, Nabiha.
good dog for day. I was just getting some message out before we get into the English, you know.
Oh, you were getting them out real quick?
I have a friend here, Prana 999
Mm-hmm.
from Norway. So I'm glad it's here and listening. I was just giving him a heads up.
That was
How are
the
you
that
today?
was the heads up you were giving them?
Yes, like ask your questions and whatever, those kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't come across a lot of Norwegian or Swedish people that are on the chronic living lifestyle. So
Oh,
it's surprising when I do, yeah.
okay. Okay. Awesome. So you've known them for a little while now?
No, no, they just come to me because of the chronic lifestyle, basically. I came in contact with them through online.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Norwegian pranic practitioners.
It's so fascinating to actually see that, Swedish. We even have one, was it Swedish or Norwegian? I can't remember on the chronic family ones for the feast.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It's
Beautiful.
always fascinating to see that. I don't know why. I think that maybe they don't do it out there, but it's just, I don't know. It's good to know.
Oh, they do it everywhere,
I,
you
I
know?
know, but it's just, when you have the conversation in another language, it's different. You have to find different words. You have to learn different things, so it's it's always cool to hear the words in different language.
This is true. I feel like it's one of the things that impresses me about you because there are so many practitioners, but I think that there are fewer people who are providing that space or actually putting out and sharing their journey,
Hmm.
you know? So you're sharing your journey as you're going through it. You're like documenting, and then you're also allowing people to congregate and show up, and you're building the pranic family. So I think there are less people that are actually talking about it, but there are more people than we know that are practicing. Yeah.
True,
Yeah.
true. It's just when, let's say, when we have conversations, it goes more in the flow because I'm familiar with the words. But when it comes to Norwegian, for example, or Swedish, there are some words that are different. So now I have to change my whole mindset into Swedish and
Mm-hmm.
then find those terms in order for the person to click and understand what I'm talking about. Because I can't use the words that I used to use anymore. You have to use the same words in English, but just in Swedish, for example. And they are new.
Okay, so that's a really great point, Nabiha, because I take often for granted that I'm like thinking in English,
Hmm.
but you're not really thinking in English because English is not your first language.
I don't think in English.
So what are you thinking? Because you have to like make the translation and then have the conversation in real time. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The transition between all of that happens very quickly. So I can be in one conversation and then switch languages. So it happens. I've learned how to master that. So when I'm translating in my head, it's not like, oh, translate this. It just goes quick. So, but when I think about it and I think and sit down and think like, Camilla, what kind of language do you think in? Even though if I've lived in Norway for the past 22 years, I still think in Swedish.
You still think in Swedish.
Hmm.
You think in Swedish and you speak in, oh, wow.
Yeah, Norwegian. When I was a student, my professors would always say, I'm reading in Norwegian, but why do I feel like Swedish? Because my words would be in Norwegian, but my thoughts would be Swedish.
Okay. Okay. So, this kind of goes hands in hand with what you were saying. There was something that you posted, Nabiha, about if there was no life in you, there would be no life outside of you. So
Yeah,
then
that's a thought I
what,
had yesterday.
right? You remember that thought?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a fresh one. It's a fresh one,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Yeah, it hit me yesterday while I was sitting right here, actually. It's like, you know, if there is no life within me, how is life happening on the outside? Can life still go on the outside? People think that, but no. You know how they say, like, when you die, you know, life keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. It goes on within one, not outside of one.
Okay. Okay. So you had this thought the other night in your that must be your thinking chair. Mm-hmm. Is that your thinking chair?
This is my thinking position, maybe. I don't know. No, I think in all positions. I can be walking and just like thoughts will come. But yeah, I had that thought. I was like, you know, if there is no life within me, let's say if I'm sick, okay, if I'm sick and, you know, I'm not feeling okay, how is everything alive? Nothing is, you know, life is not happening because there's no life within me. I'm sick. There's no fun. There's no, you know, but life is happening within other people. Mm-hmm. Everybody's just expressing the life that's coming within, from within.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So expressing the life that comes from within. So like you said in that post in your thinking chair, right? Mm-hmm. If there's no life within, how can there be life outside? When we link it with language and expressing the language that we have inside with, you know, through our conversations with that communication and that translation, you know, if there's no language inside, can there be language outside?
Non-verbal? No, like, what is language? What is language though? Are you referring it to verbally? Are you referring it to non-verbal?
Because like you said, you do your translations like that. You've mastered it now. You've mastered it. You know, you're thinking in Swedish, but you're speaking in English in real time. You know, this is happening in real time. It's so instant. But if you didn't have that codex, you know, within the mental matrix of your makeup, then I would just blah 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 blah. You know, there would be nothing. Right?
There will be nothing.
Right? It wouldn't make sense.
It's nothing. Actually, it is nothing. We do say blah, 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 but we made those blah 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 meaning. We gave them meaning. That's all it is. That's not our true language even. But we do say blah 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 blah, and then we found, you know, meaning to every blah blah blah. So that's what language is. But true language is you and me feeling each other.
Okay.
You know, on a vibrational level.
Okay.
But on the surface, you know, like if I don't speak English, there's no way we can speak with each other. We can just look at each other. Because you can say any word in English, it would just sound like blah 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 to me anyway. Because I haven't mastered what the blah 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 means. You know?
It's your
You get it?
So it's your level of mastery over what we have given meaning. We attribute meaning, but you've gained mastery. So it's twofold.
It's, you know, you have to master being human too. You have to do all the human things. So everything I see it like that, you know. That's why we see everything as a levels. That's why we see everything as an achievement. Yeah. So language is nothing blah 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 blah. That's all it is. Different ones, you know. So I master different blah blahs. So then I link the blah blahs together, you know.
you master different blah blahs. Wow, wow.
I wish I had only one blah blah, you know, sometimes. Because imagine thinking in one, speaking one, that's so much easier.
And some blah blahs make you feel better than others.
Yes. They do. Some are more like, you know, they have more blah blahs in it. So I can use, you know. Some of them don't. So, yeah.
You know, Nabiha, I just love talking to you. When you're talking about mastery as well, a level of mastery that I feel that you have attained is with meditation. And I feel like you have gained a level of mastery over meditation where there are certain poses and positions I'll see you in, and you'll have your hands in certain like mudras.
I do.
Yeah, you don't know this?
It
Like,
come natural, I guess.
okay, it comes natural. So you and Louisa were talking about mantras and speaking mantras and how that can cause changes. But what about mudras? What about the hand gestures and the hand positions that you place during your sit
Yeah.
downs? How do you feel like that changes the flow?
It actually, in the beginning, when I was, adjusting each chakra with a, what do you call mudra? Yeah. I could feel it. Like I could feel, the energy basically flowing through, like just holding your fingers like that. I could feel, the that I couldn't hold for so long. You would think that this is easy. Sit like that for 45 minutes and you feel the energy. It's not easy. It's a muscle that you're working. So just having that focus and knowing that every time I did that, I knew I was working with the root chakra. When I did different, I can't remember all of them right now, but I think this is the one that you saw. I think it's the heart chakra.
It was like something like this. You were holding your hands
Yeah,
down.
I think that's the heart chakra. I can't remember because I can't memorize them. But when I was doing it, every time I did it, it came automatically. I was like, okay, why do they do this? Let me see, So when I did it, I knew the muscles on my fingers. I could feel the vibration through it on each, mudra I did. If it was like this, if it was like this, if it was, some of them were so complicated, I can't even do it. But it helped to just set the focus. Now I don't even do any of that. I adjust to whatever I feel.
And when you did that, you could feel it in your heart?
You can. Whoever that came up with it knew, they mastered it. They have probably tried, different ways. So, yeah.
Wow. I find this so fascinating because, when you say that it just came natural to you, you weren't even thinking about it. Your hands just went into the position and felt that circulation of energy. There are certain people that you might see on the street, like gang members, right? Gang members who are affiliated in different gangs, like the Crip gang or the Blood gang or whatever, and they have different hand gestures, right? That they will formulate and make, right? And it's almost like they're working with energy.
Yeah, they are. It's all energy anyway. Whatever action you do, you're working with energy. The drug dealers are disciplined. They are dedicated. Just like a yogi would be. Because if you are dedicated on one thing, they know what hour, that car will come over there. They know when to drop off the drug. They know where to stay. They know where to stay away from. It's a whole job. So people choose what they want to work on here in life. Everybody got their place. So don't ever underestimate a drug dealer. He's doing a lot of job. They're doing a lot. I wouldn't be able to even keep up with, the hand gestures and whatever they do. It's a job.
Wow.
It's discipline.
Discipline and focus. Had you ever known somebody like that in your life that you admired in that way, or you could see those qualities within them?
No, I've seen it in movies.
Okay.
I've seen it in movies. Like, oh, that person is really, when you see the biggest mafia, they're not the one that are running around in the street. They're holding a whole business. Just because we don't like the business does not mean, it's wrong. They're businessmen. Disciplined one, yeah.
Wow. So we're all energy workers.
We are. You know, it's just where you set your focus on, right? That's why I always say, like, I don't think if anybody can become anything, I can become that too. Just if I set my focus to it. Like, why can't you and I cannot? Because you wanted it and I didn't. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever you focus on the longest grows the strongest. It's like how Tom became Dickie.
Ooh.
He focused. You know?
He did focus. Oh my God. I don't know if that was a good focus because I like Tom better than when he became Dickie. So
yeah. And you know, there were so many times, there were instances where he was in that character and he was in that mode and he had a conversation with one of his friends and then he had to slip back and forth, you know? Just like you, there's been times where you've had to go back and forth, back and forth.
ooh, it's a lot in my life that I had to go back and forth, back and forth. You know, when you are even talking to people, you go back and forth. Because everybody is vibrating on a different level of energy. You can't just, you know, pour information into someone that can't receive it sometimes, you know? So if you're talking to somebody and you have any information, you should know by reading their energy what they can receive. And then you change your, you know, I will change my way of talking to you and then going to another person and talking to that person. You have to adjust situations all the time in life. But there are some people that just, you know, speak out by, oh, this is what it is, and blah, 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 to everybody. You can hurt people like that. Not everybody is here to receive the information on the same level all the time, you know? So that's why you have to feed people information slowly. You know?
In what way did you say that people can get hurt like that?
They can get hurt. Oh, it's easy to hurt people by telling them what awakening is, or what this reality is, or whatever you think your truth is, because maybe they're not there. And then, you know, like, let's say a lot of people have found the comfort here in life, you know. So when you tell them something that takes away that comfort, you hurt them. It's like some people, you can tell them something, you shatter their whole reality. They can't figure out stuff. Oh, there you know me. Oh my God, what am I doing here? You know, it's just, you can't rush into the non-duality to someone that hasn't even been there yet, for example. That will mess up their life.
Wow.
They can get depressed. They don't understand, because now you just gave them some information that they can't put the pieces together. You know, you gave one piece of your puzzle.
Right. Wow. So Nabiha, do you remember, or can you recall when you were younger, was there ever a time where someone dropped something on you or gave you a piece of information that looking back you felt you weren't ready for?
Yes, that's what got me where I am today. Like when I was 5, I wasn't ready to know that about death, for example, that there is nothing after we die. That shocked me. And I was just 5. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, I tried to take away everything. I couldn't just take away me. The whatever that's inside, I just couldn't take away. I'm like, I'm still here, you know. I just couldn't take it away. It was impossible for me to grasp the fact that there won't be anything, nothing after we die, or of this reality. Basically, I couldn't grasp it. So then that had me speculate all my life about death. What is death? What happened after death? Where are we? Why am I not disappearing? How is it, you know? I'm still there. I'm even in space. I feel it. I have the feeling I'm just there, even if I took away everything.
Okay. So when you first received that information that you felt you weren't ready for, was there a fear surrounding that nothingness?
It was I developed fear for death when I was 5. So it stayed with me until I've learned what death really is. a very long time. So I used to be terrified of death. I know everybody's scared of death, but I was scared of it in a different way. Some people think like, okay, hey, we recycle with this, did this. For me, it was like when my mother said nothing. She even said this whole. I remember she said this planet would be rolled like a burrito.
Huh?
She said this whole planet. I said, well, what about the planet? She said it would be rolled like a burrito.
An Earth burrito?
That's exactly her words. She said it would be rolled like a burrito. Oh my God. Later in life, I realized that parents, just because of their parents, doesn't mean they know. They don't.
Wow, you have a great memory. That fear that you had when you were 5, when did you finally find freedom within that fear?
Ooh, that's when I woke up to myself. Woke up to death. Death is just it's not the end. There is no end. So it made sense that the feeling that I had, that I was always there, even if I removed everything, it made sense that there is no end to me. There's no end. So I was like, okay, death does not exist. You know, they made us think that's the end, but that's the end of the body. The body do expire. You know, it has an expiration date on it. Just like any other tool, like your car, you know? It's not like the thing is going to run forever.
What?
But once you know you're not the car, you're the driver, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you woke up to death.
I think I died, and then I woke up to death.
How do you say?
You know, exactly just like the post that you posted today about that you have to go through the darkness in order for you to come to the light. That's what I feel like. I had to die. There was no other death that I could, you know, imagine when I died. Meaning like died, you know, you hit the rock bottom. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Death cannot be worse than this. No, it can't. So when I woke up to myself, I think it's a cat that's giving birth right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cat.
The circle of life.
Yeah, I have pregnant cats everywhere here in this neighborhood.
Oh yeah, they're getting it on out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of wild cats. Yeah, sorry about that.
Go ahead.
But yeah, when you hit the rock bottom, and you know, it's not, some people think like, you know, problems are the worst thing that can happen to you. But they're the same thing as anything else, you know. It's all about how you dig yourself out of the hole. So yeah, I've been through it. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm doing all of this to myself. Because at the end of the day, you're doing it to yourself. Whatever in life, you know. So, yeah.
So if we're seeing you here, you know, we're seeing you now. We only know we're seeing this version of you. What part of you died?
I don't know if you guys could see the part of me that died. It was a part that you couldn't see on the outside anyway. It was something on the inside.
So, something died.
Yeah, something on the inside. It's a long story. I can get into it another time. It's a long, long, long story. But it's just, you know, things that you believe in, things that you hold on to, things, you know, all the beliefs I think died within me. All the beliefs, you can include religion, all of it, everything.
Okay.
Everything that chained me just released me by not believing it anymore.
And when you let go of that belief, just like that cat out there giving birth, do you feel you were reborn?
Yes. I felt like actually that I went from masculine to feminine to a child.
What?
That's how I see myself. My transformation.
Wait,
So
you went from masculine to feminine to a
to a child,
child?
yeah, really, like everything that I did took me back to when I was a kid.
Mm.
All of it took me into when I was a kid. That's why you say like, oh, you have a good memory. I don't have a good memory like that. I don't, but it took me back
Mm.
in when I was a kid, and then it coughed up a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it took me to a child position. Like I was just pure, cleansed in a way to myself where I was when I was a kid. And then, now I can build.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're blank paper again.
Yeah. Like, so you have a new foundation,
Exactly.
blank slate.
That's how.
Mhm. Wow. You know, there was a study done. It was almost like an experiment. And
Mm-hmm.
the head of Google X is a gentleman named Mo Gaudat. He's Egyptian. He did a test called the eraser test, or like the eraser experiment. And he asked participants on this survey, say that we have this eraser, a hypothetical machine that can erase a traumatic experience in your life, right? Not erase the memory, erase the experience. So that
Mm.
it never happened. It
Mm.
never took place. And so he asked them, would you do it? And some people said, yes, I would go back and do it. Then he asked one more question. He said, okay, but if we erase this experience, we erase everything that transpired and took place as a result of that experience. So every person you ever met, every encounter you ever had, everything you ever learned, every trial you ever faced, as a result of that trauma, would you still erase it? And they said no,
Mm-hmm.
that they would leave it as is. So do you resonate with that, where the things that you had to go through, like we talked the other day, that awakening through adversity, would you keep them the way that they were?
Oh, yes. I wouldn't even have him explain the second one for me. I would just be like, nope. I wouldn't change anything. Really.
No.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. Like everything that I have experienced has its purpose.
Mm.
Everything. Like from the day I was born. I was even born in a car, okay? From the day I was born. Everything is aligned. And it's supposed to go in flow. So the only thing that happens in life is that we stop it.
Mm.
We stop the flow. But everything is in flow. That's why they say like everything is written. In religion, they always say like, "Oh, your purpose is already written." That's written, for you.
Mm.
But everything is.
Mm.
Everything is written.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. How about you? I need to ask you questions.
Okay.
Standing. Not when you say, "Okay, I don't have a question."
Because you've been in flow, you've been in flow lately. I've been so proud. I'm like, the prophetess is punctual. She is on
Oh my!
time.
I like to be on time. I've learned actually not to be on time when I moved to America,
Mm.
which is weird. Some people are not on time all the time, so I'm like, okay, whatever, But I like to be on time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I saw your post today, the alphabetic affirmation. Oh my goodness, that was great.
You
I
you
don't
want
have
to
affirmations like that. I just say them, whatever naturally come out. But that was awesome.
you want to test me real quick? I've been testing.
Yes, please, come on. Let's learn the alphabet.
Okay, let's do it real quick. This is on the spot. This
Okay.
is live. You can't edit it. So go ahead. We're gonna go to the ABC. Let's see if we got it. Go ahead.
Hey,
You gotta give
hey.
the alphabet.
I You want me to give you the alphabet? Don't make me do that.
Yeah, just go down A from A to Z.
Okay, A.
Avoid negative sources, people, places, things, and bad habits.
B.
Believe in yourself.
C.
Consider things from every angle.
D.
Don't give up and don't give in and don't let a damn thing get you down.
F. Are we on F?
No, we're on E.
I'm trying to write something here. E.
Enjoy today. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow will never come.
F.
Family and friends are hidden treasures. Talk to them and enjoy their riches.
G.
Give more than you plan to give each day.
H.
Hang on to your dream.
I.
Ignore the bullshit.
J.
Just do it.
K.
Keep on trying no matter how hard it may seem because it will
L. Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm just writing something here. What are we on right now? M or L?
We were just doing K. So K is keep on trying no matter how hard it may seem because it will get easier.
I'm sorry. L.
L. Love yourself first and love God always.
Oh, I love that. M.
Make it happen.
N.
Never let him see you sweat.
O.
Open your eyes and see everything around you.
P.
Practice makes perfect.
Q.
Quitters never win and winners never quit.
Say it again.
Quitters never win and winners never quit.
Ooh, I like that one. R.
Read, learn, and study about everything important to you in your life.
Ooh, I love that. S.
Stop procrastinating.
T.
Take control of your destiny.
U.
Understand yourself so you can better understand others.
Ooh. V.
Visualize it.
W.
Want it more than anything.
X.
You already marked a spot in the world.
Ooh, I love that. Y.
You are unique of all creation and you can never be replaced.
Ooh, I love that. Z.
Zero in on your target and go for it.
I love that one. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, that's a good one. We have 3 others alphabets after Swedish and Norwegian, actually.
What are those?
O, A, Ö.
O, A, Ö.
So O is an A with a dot. Yeah, it's an A with a, the little round thing. Yeah. And O, A is an A with 2 dots. So, and Ö is an O with 2 dots.
Mm-hmm.
In Norwegian, the O would be a line in between. O with a line, yeah. And
Wow,
A is a E and A together.
Okay. I'm getting the whole lesson.
Yeah, I will send them to you. Give me just 1 second.
That was fun.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Here we go. When I'm on live, I'm also working. And at that moment, my manager just sent me a message. But, yeah. That's fine. As long as I can multitask. That was fun. That was awesome. Did you just come up with all of that?
No. I memorized it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was inspired.
I used to like to memorize stuff. I don't know if I like it anymore. If I do it anymore, if I have the brain for it anymore. The muscles, your brain muscles gets looser the older you get, right? I used to memorize numbers so much. And I'm not a number person, but just to memorize them. Like I would know everybody's number. I would know everybody. I would just meet somebody and be like, give me 12 numbers. They used to know me for that. Just give me 12 numbers. And then I come back after 5 minutes and I would just repeat the numbers. I was that kind of kid.
What What did you enjoy about it? Like, where did you find fun in remembering all those numbers?
I think brain, like my brain have been the major thing in my life. Like I've always tried to practice something that has to do with the brain.
Mm.
Just when I think about it right now, every activities that I like to do is a brain challenge thing. It needs to challenge my brain. So I think maybe I like that little puzzle in my head that I need to puzzle stuff. I don't like easy things.
Uh-huh. Is that why you enjoy reading like mysteries?
Yes.
Because
that also occurred to me when I was older. Yeah. Like I didn't know until we actually talked about it. I'm like, maybe that's why. I liked Scooby-Doo when I was a kid because I always helped them find, the bad guy.
you were the one that helped them.
Of course, throughout the whole thing, you have to guess who the bad guy is. It could be somebody that's within them. It could be somebody that they're talking to. It could be somebody that, that's the fun part of it. But if it was just like some bad guy that you have to look for, I don't like that. But if it could be like somebody in the group, or it could be somebody, that kind of stuff, I like that.
Who did it? Who did
it? Yes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think, and I like FBI stuff that they solve murder and stuff like that. I know it sounds horrible, but it's just how they think, how they mind things, how they process the whole thing. That fascinates me.
And what in particular about the way they think do you find fascinating?
That I could solve it better. Like it's just some moves that they make is like, okay, I could make that different. I could make, it's like a game to me.
Okay, so it's almost like Nabiha, when people watch Family Feud, or when people watch The Price is Right, or when people watch Wheel of Fortune, right? They see these contestants in these game shows and they're like watching the TV and they're like, oh, I could do that better. Oh, I knew the answer, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like they're answering the questions in their head, like, oh, I could have that, I could have got. So when you're seeing these criminals that are in these these murderous you're like, oh, I could have done that better.
It's not the murderers, but it's the detectives.
Oh,
how they solve the problems.
Okay.
Not like, okay, I could murder better. No. It's how the detective finds out, like, the clues, how they put it together, how they find out the person who did it.
Yeah.
So that little process, for example, like this book that I was reading along with the other book, Mercedes. That one was kind of like that. This guy just killed a bunch of people, but he wanted a police officer that retired to find him because that police officer was good at finding people. But since he retired, he was just doing all the killing.
Oh.
So somebody could find him. So, and he was sending a letter to the detective's house every day, giving him a clue. Like, you can't find me, you can't catch me, kind of. So that detective got so, pumped up that he really didn't want to be retired. He wanted to go out there and find him. So that kind of stuff. And then at the same time, I think about the author itself. Like, what made you dive into this plane of the world? How to kill, and all this. You need to know how to do it. Like, you can't be just fantasizing about a killing without you being able to do it.
So the book itself is almost like a confession.
Kind of. But then there's a confession of the person, not maybe the current person that they are, but the person they step into when they write.
The person that they could be. Or the person.
Or being, maybe.
Yeah. I think you would enjoy, Nabiha. Have you ever been to a maze room, an escape room?
When I was a kid, I think.
When you were a kid? I thought this was like recent.
Maze room? No.
Like an escape room. So I used to work at.
Oh, you mean that?
I,
Okay, continue.
I used to work at this place called Maze Rooms Austin in Austin, Texas, and they would have me on the walkie-talkie. And there was a spy room, there was an Egyptian room, and people would actually come in. I would give them the whole scenario and tell them, you know, there's a Russian spy or something, you have to figure it out.
Ooh.
And people would pay money to come to this room and have me lock them inside a room, and they have to find out how to get out.
I love that. I love that. It's like a trap room. They trap you in there, and then you have to find your way out. As long as it's not dark.
No, it had clues. It had clues in there. You know, there were things that you had to find. The Egyptian room was dark, and they had to find lights and switches and knobs and things to turn on.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I would enjoy a game like that. Yes, for sure. I'll be there all day trying to figure out these clues. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because of the brain activity of it. Mm-hmm. You know, like I enjoyed puzzles and, you know, words in general. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I would be on the walkie-talkie and I'd be like, the clue is under the couch, agents. I would be talking to them like, agents, do you require a hint? You know?
Oh my God. I wish I was there when you were working there.
That was a fun job, you know? Yeah.
Did you ever go in, you know, what do you call it? Now my English froze. Solve the problems in those clues or whatever.
Did I ever what?
Solve the problems in those rooms.
Yeah. Before they hired me, one of my hiring tasks, they wanted to see if I could find my way out. So I had to go into the room myself before I put other people in the room. I had to figure out how to get it out.
So
how to get out.
Everybody who works there can get out of there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you have to know. Yeah. You got to know. Mm-hmm.
But do they show you the clues or do you have to find it yourself? Do they want to see your mind?
Well, at first they see how long it takes you, you know.
Okay.
And if you do make it out or if you don't make it out, then they'll show you afterwards like, okay, there was a clue you missed here. There was something you missed here. This radio station would have given you a message. If you would have looked in this record, you would have got a slip of paper, stuff like that. So
okay. I will look for one here.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have
tons
in California. I'm sure that's very popular.
Yeah, I will look for it, definitely. I like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like climbing too. That's like solving problem.
True.
It is solving problem. That's the only sport I can think of. Okay, that's a way of solving problem without exhausting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Or while exhausting yourself, you know.
Yeah. Would you exhaust yourself though? If you are just like aligned with it? I don't know. You know, some people, when you do the qigong, when you stand like this, for example, all you're doing is stand like this. But for some people, it'd be so exhausting. For some, didn't you know that? For some people, this is exhausting.
Right.
And hugging a tree can be very exhausting for somebody. But if you're aligned with your energy, this shouldn't be exhausting. Right? Qigong master.
That's the point, isn't it?
Absolutely. No, it exhausts you because of the mind is connected to it. When I'm doing the Qigong movement, if my mind is occupied with a lot of things, there's no way I can flow. It would be difficult, you know, it hurts. Like normal movements will hurt because my mind is not connected.
Right, right.
Like,
hey,
Diana, yeah.
Much love.
I love her. She's configure energy. And who else was here? Louisa, of course.
Of course, Louisa. Louisa, you know, she's always there.
Yeah. I'm having actually live this weekend, 2 of them back to back. Oof. But I need more sisters. I tend to just attract the masculine. You know, it's always masculine that I have lives with. So
let's get Diana on here.
yes, Diana, you should be on. You should come on with me. We can talk about that. Yeah, that would be fun. Maybe Diana and I could have like little dance, you know, live. I know we did the dance challenge, and I never went through it.
She said, yeah. Yeah, I would love to see that. That'd be amazing.
Look at you. I would love to see that dance. What are you doing? Yeah, you know, it's. I don't like when everything is about just structured. When it comes to like talking and on lives or anything, I need to learn that. Maybe I should pick a topic one day and just talk about that.
You need to learn structure.
How to, like, when I go to other people's live, if they say they're talking about one thing, they talk about that one thing. I can listen through the whole live and they're talking about that thing. I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? Maybe pick a topic one day. But if it's just like, if you come in your rawness, I come in my rawness, and we just talk whatever, that's more natural to me.
Because I feel that
she said you could try to join for a moment.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, you don't need that. What is Louisa saying?
Louisa's saying you don't need structure.
Ooh, thank you, Louisa. If you can keep up with whatever we're saying. Sometimes we're tapping into the book that we are reading and people don't even know. You know, people are like, what? Who is Tom? But that's, yes, Diana. I'm actually going to the live on the Juice Challenge live soon.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I tapped in the other day with y'all. It was you, Mark English.
Oh, you did?
And Ellie. Yeah, I was there. I was with y'all. When y'all was dancing. When y'all were dancing in there. Mark English was doing this dance around the room where he was going around the room just doing this.
I was actually working at the same time. I was hiding in my laptop talking to people back. But where? Oh, you saw it on YouTube, huh? I thought we were close.
Live. I was live with you there.
Yeah, it went what it went. But today we're gonna have fun. Okay, that was our first day. Today we're gonna have fun.
That wasn't fun.
That was, you know, I had to find my ginger. Where's my ginger? Where's my things? I wasn't so prepared for it because I already made my milk. I was ready. Yeah, I was ready.
You were solving problems.
Yeah, solving problems. You know, I wrote something else about problems today.
What did you write?
When we get puzzles, I have so many puzzles in the house. So let's say, like, when someone gives you a puzzle, do you feel like somebody gave you a problem?
A problem?
Do they give you a gift? Yeah, problem or a gift. Puzzles are problems.
Well, the puzzle or the problem kind of depends on your perspective. Right? Because it could be a puzzle. It doesn't have to be a problem.
But puzzle itself is a problem. So, because it's something that you have to solve.
Okay, got it.
So it is a problem. Okay. But its problem is something bad. That's the thing I'm trying to get to. Like, if somebody give me a puzzle, I know it's a problem that needs to be solved.
Okay.
And the solution is within it. So when someone give me a puzzle, I always automatically think about the solution, how to put the pieces together. But when life presents us with problems, we don't think about putting the pieces together as a solution first. We think about, oh my God, this just happened to me, it's a problem. And we stop it there. So it's like, you know, leaving the puzzle just on the table and say like, oh, this is a problem. Who's going to put the pieces together? You know, they need to be put together. Otherwise, it would just be different pieces on the table.
Right.
You will never see the results.
Right.
So it's the same thing with problems. When life presents you with problems, it's normal to think about the solution and put the pieces together.
Mm-hmm. You know, what you just said, that's one of the things that I love about these conversations, you know? Uh-oh. What were you reading?
I don't wear my glasses, so I need to go closer so you can read it if you want to. Francesca said something.
Okay, sure. So Francesca, shout out to Francesca, much love. Francesca says, puzzle is a story. Each piece connects to another one, which will connect to another one and create a whole.
Yes, that's human beings. That's who we are. Those pieces.
And we bring our pieces together.
Yeah, that's the whole picture.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be world peace with all of our pieces.
The world peace is within us.
Mm-hmm.
Once you find peace within yourself, peace around you.
Mm.
It's not like, oh, everybody has to be, no, everybody needs to be peace within themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything outward, but, you know, within yourself only. So if you find the peace within you, then you share that peace.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You share that peace with others. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nothing is actually, once you think about it, Jerome, we don't have to do anything on the outside. We don't. Everything is within ourselves. If you change your mind about something, it changes on the outside. If you change your heart, you know, decision on something like from your heart, the things on the outside change. So it's never from outside and in. So whatever we want to change, we need to change it within ourselves. You know, that's the only truth. And it's not even a rocket science to just go back. You know, you don't need to go anywhere outside. It's just in here, okay? Fix it in here. Be aligned with yourself. Tune yourself. Like, if you're an instrument and this whole thing is a, you know, musical, play, you know? Tune yourself and play the music.
Yeah. And that way we can harmonize,
Yeah.
you know? We can play with other melodies. Yeah.
Absolutely. No way.
That was beautiful.
Oh, well, I didn't even know it was 53. My other is starting like in 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes. I should be online right now, but
thank you.
Always love it to share space with you, Jerome. Thank you so much. And everybody who's here, I see you. I just can't read it. I'm almost blind. So, you know, I'm not wearing my glasses, but you think I can see. I'm -2. I can't see far. This I can see. So you need to read it before we hang up, Jerome. Or did we read it?
Thank you, everyone. They just said tune yourself. They said I love. They said thank you, peace and blessings. Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.